The truth about your struggles. Something happened to you. Maybe it was recent, maybe it was years ago. But there is a wound you have been carrying so quietly, so carefully, that most people in your life have no idea it even exists. You smile when you are supposed to smile. You show up when you are supposed to show up. But in those private moments, in the dark before you fall asleep, or in the middle of a crowded room where somehow you still feel completely alone, something inside you whispers, "Why is this so hard for me? Why does it feel like everyone else has figured it out except me?" And I want you to stop right now, because what I am about to say to you is not something you will hear anywhere else. Your struggle is not a punishment. It is not a sign that you are broken. It is not proof that life has forgotten about you. Your struggle is trying to tell you something, and today we are going to decode exactly what it is saying. Imagine a person sitting in a small apartment right now. The rent is late. The dream they had 5 years ago feels like a joke they told themselves. They open their phone, they scroll, they see people achieving things, celebrating things, becoming things, and something in their chest tightens in a way they cannot explain. They are not lazy, they are not stupid. They want things deeply. They have prayed, they have planned, they have tried. But somehow the gap between where they are and where they want to be feels wider every single day. If you have ever felt that tightening, that silent desperation dressed up as exhaustion, type yes in the comments right now, because this video was made for you and everything changes from this moment forward. Here is the first truth that most people are never taught, and it is the root of almost all human suffering. Your mind does not respond to what you want, it responds to what you believe you deserve. Florence Scovel Shinn, one of the most quietly revolutionary thinkers of the 20th century, wrote that your word is your wand, that the thoughts you repeat, the stories you tell yourself, the inner dialogue running like background music in your life are literally shaping the world around you, not metaphorically, not poetically, literally. Your subconscious mind is always listening, and it is always building. The question is, what is it building for you right now? What construction project are your beliefs running in the background of your life without your permission? There is a student somewhere in this world, maybe you know them, maybe you are them, who studied hard, who prepared, who wanted the opportunity more than anyone in the room. But when the moment came, something seized up inside them. Their hands got cold, their thoughts scattered, and afterward, they told themselves the story that they were not smart enough, not ready enough, not good enough. And that story, that tiny, seemingly harmless story, became a brick in the wall they have been building between themselves and everything they want. One experience, one interpretation, one belief, and years later, they are still living inside that wall, wondering why nothing works, wondering why the door never opens. Where are you watching this video from right now? And what is the first wall you want to tear down in your life? Tell me in the comments, because your answer matters more than you know. The thing about overthinking is that it feels productive. It feels responsible. When you are lying awake at 3 in the morning, running through every possible scenario, every way something could go wrong, every reason why you should wait just a little longer, be a little more prepared, a little more certain, it feels like you are being careful. But here is what modern neuroscience and ancient wisdom agree on, which is remarkable because they rarely agree on anything. Overthinking is not planning. Overthinking is fear wearing the costume of intelligence. Every time you mentally rehearse the worst possible outcome, your nervous system cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. It responds as if the disaster has already happened. Your cortisol rises, your creativity shuts down, your ability to take inspired, clear action collapses. And then you wonder why you feel stuck. You are not stuck because the world stopped moving. You are stuck because you have been mentally rehearsing stillness. Think about this for a moment. 2 people face the exact same situation. Same obstacle, same odds, same resources. One of them walks through it and comes out the other side changed, stronger, with a story worth telling. The other one walks through it and comes out defeated, smaller, with a wound they will carry for years. The external situation was identical, so what was different? The internal conversation, the meaning they assigned to the difficulty, the identity they chose to wear while going through it. This is not motivational fiction. This is documented psychological reality. Viktor Frankl survived the unimaginable and came out writing about the freedom to choose your response in any given set of circumstances. He was not writing poetry. He was writing from a concentration camp. If meaning-making can work there, what is your excuse for letting a difficult Monday defeat you? Comment, I choose my response. If that just landed in your chest the way it was meant to. Now here is where it gets uncomfortable. And I need you to stay with me because this is the part most videos skip. The reason you are not receiving what you want, the reason the opportunity keeps passing, the relationship keeps falling apart, the breakthrough keeps feeling like it is just one more step away, is not because the universe is withholding. It is because there is a part of you that does not fully believe you are allowed to have it. Neville Goddard called it the feeling of the wish fulfilled. He said that manifestation is not about chasing. It is not about working harder or wanting more intensely. It is about becoming, on the inside, the person who already has the thing, and most people never get there because they are too busy auditioning for a life they do not believe they deserve. They ask for abundance while feeling poor in their bones. They ask for love while feeling unlovable in their chest. And the signal they are sending out is not the words of the prayer. It is the frequency of the feeling underneath it. There is someone watching this right now who has been doing everything right on the outside. Waking up early, working hard, saying the right things, following the right advice, and still nothing shifts. And that person is exhausted in a way that sleep cannot fix, because the exhaustion is not physical. It is the exhaustion of performing a version of yourself that does not match what you truly believe about yourself in your quietest moments. That performance takes everything, and it leaves nothing for actual creation, actual connection, actual growth. If that is you, if you are tired in that specific bone-deep invisible way, I want you to type "This is me" in the comments, because recognizing it is the first step out of it. Let us talk about identity, because this is the engine of everything. You do not behave your way to a new life. You do not think your way there either. You identity your way there. What you believe yourself to be at the deepest level of your subconscious mind is what your life will keep reflecting back to you, no matter how hard you push against it. Imagine trying to row a boat upstream with everything you have. Muscles burning, hands bleeding, jaw set, eyes forward, working so hard, trying so desperately. And the river just keeps flowing the same direction it has always flowed. Now imagine turning the boat around. Same river, same you, but now you are moving with the current instead of against it. Identity shift is turning the boat around. It is not trying harder in the wrong direction. It is choosing to believe something different about who you are and watching your outer world reorganize itself around that new belief. Where are you watching this from right now, and what is the one belief about yourself you are finally ready to release? Write it in the comments. Not because I will read every single one, but because the act of writing it makes it real, makes it seen, makes it something you can begin to move away from. Here is something that Florence Scovel Shinn wrote that stopped me completely the first time I read it. She said that no man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is your teacher. Think about the people in your life who have caused you the most pain, the ones who left, the ones who betrayed you. The ones who told you that you were not enough, or that your dream was too big, or that you should be realistic. I know how much that hurt. I am not asking you to pretend it did not. But what if every single one of those people was not sent to destroy you, but to show you something about yourself that you needed to see? What if the betrayal showed you where you had been abandoning yourself? What if the rejection showed you that you had been looking for permission from other people instead of from your own soul? What if the cruelty of that one person was the very thing that forced you to finally develop the strength you needed for the next chapter? Pain is not always punishment. Sometimes pain is preparation. Think about gold. Gold does not become gold in comfortable conditions. Gold becomes gold in fire. The heat does not ruin it. The heat reveals it. Every struggle you have walked through, every night you did not think you would survive, every version of yourself that collapsed, those were not failures. Those were firings. You were being refined. And right now, in this moment, you are more gold than you have ever been. But you have to stop calling yourself a failure long enough to see it. Drop an "I am gold" in the comments if you felt that. Say it to yourself before you say it out loud to anyone else. Now let us talk about the part that nobody wants to talk about, which is emotional alignment. Most people understand that thoughts matter. They have heard the law of attraction. They have read the books, watched the videos, made the vision boards. But the reason it has not worked the way they hoped is because they understood it intellectually without shifting it emotionally. You can think the thought, "I am abundant," 1,000 times a day and still feel the fear of lack in your body every single moment, and the body always wins. The subconscious mind communicates through feeling, not through language. When your thoughts say one thing and your feelings say another, the subconscious follows the feeling, every single time. This is why gratitude is not just a nice spiritual practice, it is a neurological intervention. When you genuinely feel grateful, not performed gratitude, not checking a box gratitude, but real, cellular, overwhelming gratitude for something in your life right now, your brain literally shifts into a different operating mode. Stress hormones drop. Creative neural pathways open. You move from survival mode into creation mode. And from creation mode, everything becomes possible that was impossible before. There is a woman I want you to imagine. She worked 2 jobs for 3 years. She barely slept. She missed birthdays and holidays and quiet Sunday mornings because she was always grinding, always pushing, always trying to force the next level. And nothing moved. She was doing more than anyone she knew and getting less than almost everyone around her. And then one day, completely broken, completely out of options, she sat on her bathroom floor and she stopped. She stopped fighting. She stopped forcing. She stopped trying to control every outcome and every timeline and every person involved. And in that silence, in that complete surrender, something shifted. Not outside of her, inside of her. She felt for the first time in years like she was enough right now, not when she achieved the thing, right now. And within weeks, not months, weeks, things that had been stuck for 3 years began to move. The opportunity came. The connection appeared. The door that had been sealed for so long cracked open because she finally stopped blocking her own receiving with her resistance. This is what letting go actually means. It does not mean giving up. It does not mean you stop working or stop caring or stop showing up. It means you release the desperate energy of lack and replace it with the open energy of trust. You work, but you work from a place of knowing rather than a place of fearing. You take action, but you take inspired action instead of panicked action. You move forward, but you move forward as someone who already knows the outcome is taken care of. And that shift, that subtle, powerful, invisible shift, changes everything about the signal you are sending out into the world. Let me give you 3 practical mental shifts you can make starting today. Not tomorrow, not Monday. Today. The first one is this: catch the story. Every time your mind tells you a negative story about yourself or your life, catch it. Name it. Say out loud or in your mind, "That is a story. That is not a fact. A fact is a fact. I don't have money right now is a fact. I will never have money is a story. I am single right now is a fact. Nobody will ever love me is a story. Stories are optional. Facts are temporary. The moment you separate the two, you take back your power. The second shift is this: ask better questions. Your brain is a question-answering machine. Whatever you ask it, it will find evidence to support the answer. If you ask, "Why does this always happen to me?" your brain will find every piece of evidence in your entire life to answer that question, and it will feel very convincing and very real. But if you ask, "What is this teaching me right now?" or "What opportunity is hiding inside this obstacle?" Your brain will find evidence for that instead. Same brain, same situation, completely different output. The question is the code. Change the question and you change the program. Type new questions in the comments if you are committing to this shift right now. The third shift is the most powerful and the most uncomfortable. You have to choose your new identity before you have the evidence for it. This is the part that feels like lying. This is the part your logical mind will rebel against. Because your logical mind says, "Show me the evidence first, and then I will believe." But the subconscious mind works in reverse. You have to believe it first. You have to feel it first. You have to speak from it, act from it, make decisions from it, before the external world catches up. Neville Goddard called this living in the end. You live as if the thing you want is already done. Not as delusional escapism, not as denial of your current reality, but as a clear, deliberate, daily practice of choosing who you are becoming before you have proof that you are already there. Every great person in history did this. They believed in a version of themselves that nobody else could see yet, and they held that vision so consistently, so unapologetically, that the world eventually had no choice but to agree. Where are you watching this right now, and what is the identity you are choosing to step into starting today? Tell me in the comments. Be specific. I am someone who... and then finish that sentence. Your future self is waiting on the other side of that sentence. You have been through things, real things, hard things, things that would have broken people who had not been built the way you were built. And I want you to hear this, not as motivation, not as empty encouragement, but as a recognition of something that is simply true. You are still here. After everything that tried to stop you, after every voice that told you to quit, after every circumstance that seemed designed to prove you were not meant for more, you are still here, watching this, searching for something, still reaching. That reaching is not weakness. That reaching is the most important thing about you. It is evidence that something inside you has never been fully convinced by the story of your limitations. There is a part of you that has always known there is more, and that part of you was right. The struggles you have been carrying were never the end of your story. They were the middle, and the middle always looks like failure to the person living inside it. Every breakthrough in history looked like a breakdown from the inside. Every resurrection started with something dying. If you are in the middle right now, if things are hard in a way you cannot fully explain to anyone around you, I need you to understand that the middle is not where you stay. The middle is where you are being forged. And what is being forged in you right now is something so valuable, so rare, so completely yours, that no one else on this earth could have been sent to carry it. Only you, which is exactly why it is only you who has been given this particular fire. Here is your invitation, and it is the only one you need. Stop waiting for the struggle to be over before you decide to become who you are meant to be. Stop waiting for the circumstances to change before you change your mind about yourself. Stop waiting for the evidence before you choose the belief. Decide right now, in this moment, that the version of you who has everything you have been asking for is not a future you. It is you now, choosing differently, feeling differently, speaking differently, moving through your day as someone who knows, not someone who hopes. The law of assumption, the science of belief, and every wisdom tradition on earth agree on this one thing. You become what you most consistently assume yourself to be. So assume greatness, assume love, assume abundance. Assume that you are exactly where you are supposed to be, learning exactly what you are supposed to learn, and moving toward exactly what was always meant for you. If this video reached something real inside you today, something you have not let anyone touch in a long time, then subscribe right now, because the next video is going to take you even deeper into something most people spend their entire lives never discovering. The hidden reason why the thing you want most keeps arriving in disguise, and why you keep sending it away without realizing it. You do not want to miss that. And share this video with someone who needs to hear it, because the person who needs this most will probably never search for it on their own. You showing it to them might be the most important thing you do today. You came here for a reason, you stayed for a reason, and from this moment forward, nothing about how you see yourself, your struggle, or your story has to remain the same. The truth about your struggles is that they were always preparing you, and you, right now, exactly as you are finally ready to receive everything they were preparing you for.